Jenny from Southern Couture again, back with a fun project working with Cricut. So I have been working with them for a little while now on a little something, and today it is finally out there and released, and I'm very excited for you guys to see it. This is a family collection of baseball t-shirts that I designed for them, and so all of the designs are in Cricut that you can have access to. Thanks to Cricut for allowing these to be there. And so I have a blog post down below in the description. There's a link that will show you, it gives you a little bit more about my heart behind this design and how it came about, and also it gives you the where you can go into Design Space and cut these with that file directly and get started. They can be customized for whatever you want the name or the number to say. But what I wanted to do today was to show you how I was able to layer the vinyl. Some people become intimidated, and when you have just a single color, it's a very simple, you think you just iron it on, but when it comes to layering it, people get nervous and wonder, if it's the same process, what do I do? Do I need to do anything different? And so I'm gonna share that little technique and show you how I'm gonna make one of these in the little baby size, and we're gonna use the new EasyPress 2, and I'll show you a little bit more about that. But first, let me just show you the shirts. This was one that I did for my son that says rookie, of course, and then 18 being the year he was born. And so I love having the year on there, because what I did was for my husband's, I put, I hope you can see this okay, I put Coach with the month, and then I have this one that says Teen Mom with the day, and then of course his for the year saying rookie. And so there's a little story behind where this idea came from over on the blog. So you'll have to check that out if you want to know more about that. But anyways, let's go ahead and we'll get started. But you can definitely customize how you want with the name and with the year if you want to do something different. But it was a lot of fun for us to be able to have these shirts and wear them to a ball game, with his date of birth and the month, year, all that, and our little nicknames. And so I just love how that turned out. And I want to show you guys today how you can do the same by layering your vinyl. So let me move these out of the way. You can see here I have the Cricut EasyPress 2. This is the smaller of the 3 sizes. They now come in 3 different sizes. I also will have more about this in the blog post, and I'll have links down below where you can get yours if you're interested in getting one. They are amazing. I absolutely love mine. The new EasyPress 2 heats up a lot faster. It can also goes to a hotter or higher temperature as well, and so it's got a lot of cool features. It's going to be a lot of fun now that we have 3 different sizes to work with as well, depending on your project. So that's really cool. But I'm going to pull out a little onesie of his. I'll just scoot this over a little bit so you can see better. And so I have this little onesie that I'm going to use my iron-on for. And I went ahead and cut out the design. Like I said, you can get the cut file or design over in the blog post, but this is going to be my little design with the month and year. And then I also have at the top for his little name for it to say rookie. And so what I did was I cut out all of my designs with the iron-on, putting it shiny side down, and then I just left this little part here to show you. You want to just take your weeding tool, which is what I have here with the sharp tip that helps to grab up the vinyl, and that comes in the essential toolkit. And I believe you can also get that just by itself if you would rather just have that single tool. But it comes in extremely handy for lots of different things. But I go ahead and get all of my pieces weeded, and then with this, we are going to just be able to probably do the numbers and the name together, which will be nice because that's all in navy on 2 different spots. But let's go ahead and get our material prepped. And what I really like now is that now that they have the EasyPress 2, they also have on their website, it is called their Interactive Quick Reference Guide. And this is on Cricut's website. I will leave a link to it also in the description below. But you can put what material you're ironing on to what material you're using, and it will tell you exactly how long to prep the preheat the material, how long to leave your EasyPress on the iron on. So that it's really made it a lot easier than trying to read a chart or a grid. You know, it's so much simpler. So what we're going to do is, it says make sure your item is pre-washed and then set the temp to 315, which I have done here, and we're going to preheat for 5 seconds. And so let me just show you one quick thing. To protect the surface, which I almost forgot, you have these new, or they have the mat before, but now the mat, it's an EasyPress mat that also comes in all 3 sizes to go with your EasyPress. So they have them to fit the small one, which I really like. It's so cute having this, perfect to do his little onesies. And so I'm going to go ahead, and I've got that mat to protect my top, tabletop surface. And then I just press it down on here and kind of count to approximately 5 myself, making sure that it's preheated good. And then we can go ahead and lay out our design. And so I'm just going to kind of eyeball it here for sake of time with you guys. And I'm going to try to get it, you know, as close to centered as I can. And then we'll just go ahead and put his little rookie up at the top like that. And then to protect this, you want to use something to protect the backing on your vinyl. And what I have here is the Cricut protective mat, and so I just put it directly on top of the iron-on, and then I go and take my EasyPress, lay it straight down, and then it says for me to do it for 30 seconds. So I'm going to just go ahead and hit the green little Cricut, and it will start cutting or counting down the 30 seconds while I just apply a little bit of pressure. And so this will go for 30 seconds. You normally are going to want to flip the material over, and it has for me to do the back side for 15 seconds to heat it and make sure that it's heated through very well. But we're going to wait on that because I want to show you when we add the next layer of vinyl. And what you heard beep, sometimes it'll beep if you go to put it down and it might drop the temp a little bit. It gets back up to the temp that you want, and that's what that beep was. But you're good to go. And then you can just take that right off. And I'm thinking that because I have the rookie up at the top, well, it looks like it got it. I wasn't sure if it was covering all of it completely, but it looks like it did. And then what I like to do is just kind of pull at the edge, and it looks like it didn't get the edges all the way on some of it, which is no big deal. And then what I would do is I just carefully pull it up to make sure that everything is adhering well. And then once I see that it has, I will peel it off. And so for this one, we're gonna have the protective mat. So don't worry if you peel it off and then you have another spot that you still need to go back and kind of touch up the edges like I am on this one. The protective mat will help that. So don't worry about that. And then go back and just hit your green button, and you're gonna do the same thing and count down again. And then, you know, you kind of move it from side to side if you wanna really make sure you're getting those edges, but just pressing down with some moderate pressure should do the trick. And so we're gonna go ahead, we'll finish this navy layer, and then I will show you how to add your next layer of, which will be the white. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're almost done. Awesome. And sometimes if you pull it off and your temp drops like mine did and you want to wait for it to come back up, you certainly can, but you should be okay to go ahead and start. And so it is pressed perfectly down on there. Wonderful. Okay, so now that we have the navy down, the rookie does not need anything on it, no white, but I do have white to put over so that this number looks right. And so when you do this, normally you would, like it says, flip it over and heat the back, but when you're going to put on new vinyl, you want to go ahead and just layer it right over where you have before, or where you want it to go. And I'm putting it right over the navy like we did before. Okay, and I have pressed that down on there. Be very careful because you don't want to press your hand down because it is still very warm or very hot. And what you could do, if you are worried about having too much heat going on to the other parts that you have already cut, like the blue, you can take a bigger piece of the backing that was covering that blue if you want to, and then go ahead and lay it down over the top of the whole thing, and that should not hurt it. You don't have to do that. You could always just put your protective mat or a washcloth, but sometimes I do that just to give that a little bit extra protection. But again, it's not necessary. I go ahead and cover it back again with the protective mat, and you can see that 18 actually shining through there. Go ahead and cover it, or put your EasyPress back on, hit that button for your timer, and you're good to go. What I love about the EasyPress too as well is that you can have it heat up to the setting you want, but also you easily just hit that thermometer button, go up and down to change the temperature. You can also go and change how long you want it to time. So sometimes there's different settings or materials that might need a different countdown. So you can hit that and also go up and down with the time. So you can customize it very, very easily. So now we're gonna come off with it. Sit it right back down, and it has, I didn't mention this before, but while that cools a little bit, I want to mention it has this little base that you put it on that is heat safe, so you don't have to worry about trying to find something to put it on to protect your table. That little base works perfectly to do that. So let's go ahead and let's just see if this white is ready to, and it looks like it is. And so I'm going to go ahead and actually, now that I know that it has set well, I want to leave that on there because I wanted to just pull it up, check to make sure that the white's sticking. And now that I know that it's good to go, leave that protective on there. Flip your material over. And again, you don't have to probably use the mat so much, but I don't want to get it too hot that it starts looking like it's peeling or anything. And then it has for me to just flip it over and press for 15 more seconds. And so you could go ahead and you could hit the go and you could let it count down, or you could just do it, you know, in your head. Since it's not going to be the full time, you could change the time over here to count it down. But since we know we were at 30, I'll just wait for it to get to 15, and then I will take it off. And it can keep counting if it wants to. We're gonna move the mat, and it has for me to peel it off warm. Certain materials that you might use or different iron-ons may say that you want to wait to let it cool completely and then peel it off. But with this is just the everyday iron-on. You want to go ahead and peel it off while it's warm. And there we go. That white is adhering beautifully. And I'm pulling off both layers, you know, that I had on there to protect the navy as well. And it peels off just beautifully. And that is all there is to it. How stinking cute is that? I absolutely love it on this little striped onesie. It just pops right off of the stripes perfectly with the little rookie there. And you see how fast I did that. I did this, 30 seconds for the blue. I did another 30 seconds and then 30 seconds for the white. So maybe 2 minutes total with heating the material before and afterwards. So, I mean, it is so easy. I used to do this with my iron, and you can still do that, but you do have to do a lot more of the pressure and the motion. This gets the heat to the exact setting that you need depending on your material you're using. So it is absolutely perfect for that. I hope you guys will check out the EasyPress too. If you have any questions about it, leave them down below in the description or in the comments, and I will try to answer those. Also, there'll be a link, like I said, where you can find the EasyPress too in all 3 sizes, and the blog post gives you more details about these. It gives you the link where you can go and cut them and directly customize them the way that you want. And so I hope you will make these and check them out. You could do these for football season as well. Lots of options here, but this little design really has a special place in my heart, and so that's why I'm really so excited about it, and just feel honored that Cricut has decided to include these designs in Design Space and sponsor these so that all of you could have them as well. It means a lot to me. So I hope you enjoyed and you have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye-bye.